everybody. Hi, welcome, and thanks so much for joining us this morning. I know it seems like it's coming to a bit of a different quarter end to what we all thought it would be with the second lockdown, but we're hoping we're going to cheer you up a little bit today. As you can see, ta-da! I'm in my new film studio. I have Louise Honan, who's our product and marketing director, with me today. And so just by way of a quick update on what we're doing here. So you can see in this new studio, we have various different things sitting in the, what you call them, shelves. So that these can be changed at any time if anyone wants to be filmed in the studio. That's something that's now going to be possible. We're going to be using it primarily. See, it looks a bit like I'm reading the news, the OTT news today, but it's actually going to be more for official training. So we're going to have some fun training the trade in all sorts of different subjects. But it's going to be sort of more peer-to-peer training that we're aiming for. So those people sadly potentially displaced but have very good experience and knowledge and skills can actually create some lessons that will be going live going into next year. We're also welcoming guest lectures. So if you do have a specialist topic or something that you would like to talk to the trade about, we'd love to hear from you as well. And also I'm going to be doing some trade interviews. We have a couple of other seats that sort of aren't in this place, but more of a casual sort of chatting area where you can tell us about how you're going to work with the trade going into 21. So we've taken over one of our offices to do this in Angels. Some of you that have been to our offices will understand that one of these offices is now that. And actually we are working remotely just by way of update, so that as people get a bit fed up from working from home, depending on tier 1, 2 and 3, they can come into the office and just dock down with their laptops and kind of start working from the office as well. So we've completely repurposed what we've been doing. We're continuing to do webinars, so you'll see this is going to be where I will be doing Destination Unlock webinars. We're continuing to do that. We've got Michigan coming up, I think, in November. Believe it or not, there are still some destinations that are welcoming international travel. I know it doesn't feel like it, but they are. We're still continuing with the OTT coffee break webinars, the Dream Now, Travel Later. So if that's something of interest, do let me know. Also looking at maybe guest interviews too as we move forward. And something new, which is virtual tours. So we did a Destination Unlock webinar for Puerto Vallarta, and Marriott Hotels showed us around their hotel in quite an interesting way. They had about 8 different members of staff with telephones that were all located in different parts of the hotel. And so we managed to sort of go through the reception and the new sort of COVID experience there, and then over to the pool, and then up to the bedroom where we lost signal, but we lost signal right on the amazing view of the sea, which was the only place that would be good to lose a signal because it just looked amazing. And then it all came back. So although that might sound a little bit rough and ready, as you know, we have got a great camera team that can come out and film these things. In 2020, it's okay also to be a bit more real and a bit gritty, and to do things that way too. So if that's of interest to you, on budget pricing, if there's any pricing, any budget that you do have left, then that could be something that you might want to consider. We're also going to move going into 21. We're going to partner up with a technology platform that can do virtual meet the trade as well, where you go into different rooms and we can invite the trade to come and actually have meetings with you. So more about that sort of coming soon, but we're looking at other ways in which you can meet the virtual trade, because of course now 68% was our last survey are now working remotely, and actually I do suspect that's going to be quite a lot more, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. So to obviously reach them, we're trying to think of more creative ways that you can engage with the trade that sells you, and that's extremely important. So also during this year, we've had quite a lot of requests, not just for having courses in the UK, but overseas. So the popular ones have been Australia, the USA and Germany. And so we've taken the decision to really sort of up the ante in those countries by appointing PR and marketing agencies. And so they've been really growing the domestic market and growing OTT's presence in those markets there, because they know exactly how to do that. So by way of an example, in Germany, There's a website called Junger Reiseprofi, so excuse my German accent, and that's the young travel agents apparently. So we put all of our German training content onto their website just to help increase engagement, and OTT, we would never have known to have done that if we weren't working with that company. So that company is called Get It Across, which doesn't sound at all German, but they are very good, and they are honestly based in Cologne, in Köln. And so that's who we're working with there. We're working with a company called GTI in Sydney, Australia, and they've been doing quite a lot of press releases recently down there. So they're really getting engagement moving down under, and I can say down under because, you know, I'm from down under. Anyway, so then of course USA as well we're working with, and they love a webinar. So we've been getting quite a few of the USA agents involved in webinars. So you can mix UK and USA audience if you want to and need to, and that's really working quite well too. So that's kind of the main updates for the moment. Of course, the reason for having this webinar today is to let you know crucially what's going on with OTT and how you use it. And how you use it is extremely important this year because you've got to get stuck in and drive it. Louise Honan is our product and marketing director, who is involved in all of the development. So she takes some of your ideas and tips, and not tips, but you know, sort of suggestions, if you like, bundles them all together. But and it kind of comes into a big enhancement of the experience that you have. And so this can take months actually to sort of put together and do. So it started actually last year, and now of course we're moving to live on a couple of projects that she's been working on. So now I'm going to hand it over to Louise to show you exactly what we've been doing in the back end of OTTO to improve your experience and to help you reach and engage with the trade better than you already have been. So over to you, Louise.
Okay, thank you, Julia. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be able to just give you a quick run through about some of the developments we've been working on here at OTT. And I have two sections that I want to show you. The first one is the portal, OTTO. You'll be familiar with this because this is where you go in to create your courses, edit your courses, maybe add a logo, change pricing, upload a video. Your prizes are also there. And then later on, I'll be talking to you a little bit more about company pages. So let's start off with changes coming soon to OTTO. And I have three main changes. One is the dashboard, and I'm hoping this is going to give you a better overview of your course's performance. The traditional reporting data is still available. We've some new course layouts. We've made it easier to manage content, particularly images, and we're busy, as we speak, working on some helps and tips for you. So this is a screenshot of what your new dashboard will look like. We've pulled together an amalgamation of course stats which show your pass rate, course passes and starts, but we're also pulling in some data from Google Analytics. And this will give you real-time data on how many people have viewed your course in the last 1 year or 3 months. You can see in this slide, I have it at 1 year. And that's really useful to get an understanding of how many users are returning to your course, and at the same time, what proportion of your audience are new travel agents engaging with your brand. And another key stat that we like to communicate to people is how the average session time. So that is, how long on average does a user spend looking at your course? So we've set across the board, we would aim for 19 to 20 minutes, but you can see some users spend longer. In this instance, it is over 30 minutes, 36 minutes. So this particular data that I've taken was a 5-module course. And with the video embedded, I think the video does engage people that little bit longer. So that's a dashboard. It's going to be an easy way for you to get a summary view of the key stats you need to understand how your course is performing and to communicate that to your own stakeholders as well. as I say, the usual data that you're used to seeing, these Excel spreadsheets, which give you specific detail for each agent, when they pass the course, first name, second name, what company they belong to, what language, that's also available and will remain so. The other part of OTTO that we wanted to enhance was not only the user interface in terms of viewing performance, but also how you can navigate through your courses and manage them. So we've got easier to use page layouts, course listings. You can see here it's easier to see at a glance the course name, what language it's in. We can filter by languages and templates, and also editing content within your course. And some of the feedback that I know the account management team were getting quite regularly, and I can see from activity on the portal, has been dealing with images, and images can be tricky little suckers because we've got to resize them, you've got to save them in the right file size so that we're not uploading 5 megabyte images, we're uploading images that are suitable for quick download on a tablet as well as a desktop and even a mobile phone. So we've put specific emphasis around images, and now the system, you don't need to resize your image like you used to before. You simply choose your file, click upload, and the system will redo that for you. So we should be getting images that are perfectly sized and compressed for a good user experience for our agents taking our courses. We'll have more details, and account managers are available to answer any questions that you will have. We don't expect that anybody's going to need new training on the portal. The aim is that we make it easier for you to use. But of course, the account management team are available, and that combined with some help videos that we're working on the moment will make this transition as smooth as possible. And as I was saying, advice and tips. So we're working on a new help section, and that will be available to you anytime, night or day, a quick way to get answers to your questions. So just to summarize the changes that we'll be releasing, we plan to release this mid-November. So this is an opportunity for you to get a heads up, know what's coming down the road. There's no need to be concerned. All of your content will be transferred. There'll be no additional work in terms of making sure that your course is in the new system. All that's already been done. In fact, here in OTT, we've been using this since August. And the purpose of that is so that we can make sure it's working smoothly, that reports are pulling through correctly, which they are, and we're just ironing out the final little bugs before we are confident that we can release it to you guys. We know how important it is. You're using it every day. So we want to make sure the transition is smooth as possible. So that's it from me in terms of the OTTO. As I said, my email is there. Contact me if you have any suggestions or comments. The AMT team are available as well to support you. And keep an eye out. We'll give you a countdown as to when the switchover is going to happen, and we'll keep in touch with emails. All right, Julia, that's it for now.
That's it for now. Okay, so Louise, you've mentioned a few things. So it's going live sort of mid-November. We shouldn't need to train anyone specifically. I think the idea is with all technology, simple is what everyone tries to aim for, but actually simple takes time.
Yes.
you think when you see a really simple website, that's because they spent a lot of time and actually quite a lot of money on trying to get it to simple. So yeah, just bear that thought in mind. But we are very much open to more suggestions. We want to get this really, really good, so that it's as intuitive as it possibly can be. So yeah, any questions you do have, do pop them in the chat or in the Q&A, especially if you have any for Louise.
Yeah.
And just as a way of reminder, if you have other markets that want to manage their German course or their Australia course, and they get a separate login, don't they? And then they can just see their own market results. That's the case, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I think the aim of this refresh on the portal was, as you say, to bring it up to speed, to make it more intuitive, easier to use. Everybody's short on resources now, so anything we can do to help to smooth out the process of managing your course is our aim. That's our target.
Fabulous. Okay. And so, Louise, I know you've also been very busy with another product, which I think many of you are probably aware of, but we're going to sort of just show you and explain and help you sort of understand why we've put it together, because it's actually helping promote your courses even more, but in a different type of way. So, Louise, I'll leave you to present that product as well now.
Okay. Thanks, Julia. So yeah, this is something that we've spoken about before in OTT. We mentioned it in a conference last year. Oops, can people see my screen? Okay. Yeah, we for some time now, we've had it as an objective, as a strategy for the company, to make OTT into a place where we can bring together in one place more information about each of our partners. And so the company pages were designed to create a one-stop shop, a directory of all of our partners that we're working with. It's free. Anybody who has a course, your company page within the directory will be provided free of charge. And this is the objective of this is to make it easier for travel agents to get the information they need around the brands that they're dealing with. So this example here I've taken is Cape Town, and I'm going to be very brave and see if I can actually go to a live version of Cape Town. And yes, here it is. So this is a good example of a company page. We've got the trade contact details. We've got live feeds from Cape Town's tweets and their Facebook page as well. And it also brings together courses, course information, and prizes. This, we think, is useful for travel agents so that they can build up a bank of the brands that they're interested in, because each travel agent can choose to follow the suppliers that they're working closely with. And that allows us to notify those travel agents when a new course is released. They're also going to see any posts that you post on our blog will be fed through here, and they can share that within their own network, within their own community of other travel agents, or perhaps even consumers. So the reaction to this so far has been very positive. It's trending well on Google, and agents seem to be appreciative that they can build up their own repository of brands and organizations that they work closely with and therefore need to keep up to date with. And I know that just as we as suppliers, anybody working in travel, we're definitely challenged by the environment we find ourselves in. So anything we can do to support those travel agents who are really consumer facing and are dealing with those queries and questions every day, anything we can do to give them the latest information about our products, the latest news, and give them the tools they need to sell the brands and to provide a positive experience for consumers. So they're the company pages. They're working well. Please, again, account managers, we're available to you all the time to add content, to amend content. In the company overview, for example, the system can host a video. So if you've got a message directly to travel agents, this is a really good place to post that video. And it's there for you to use. As I say, it's free to our partners and it's free to travel agents. So another great tool we hope to support the community the travel agent community and the travel industry. So that's it. They're live. Check yours and get in touch. So I hope, Julia, does that summarize what we what the aim of the directory is? I'm going to stop sharing now.
Yes, absolutely. So if you remember, we talk about the 3 pillars of OTT being learn, inspire, connect. So learn is where the trade are learning about your products and services, which are also in flux of changing, particularly this year. So I know keeping your course up to date and relevant in this market is essential, so that they're learning exactly what they need to learn. Inspire is all the marketing that you can do on OTT, and connect is how you're connecting with the agents. And if you remember, all of the email addresses are dropping into an email tool, so you can then engage with them, get them to meet you at World Travel Market if you're going to be there, or any other virtual event, as it's virtual at the moment, or any news that you have. And then the other connect piece is that, you know, when you're sending a press release out, just remember to send it also to OTT, because we can put it on the blog. Now the blog now connects to the directory, which is the connect piece that we've made for you. And then that means that gets displayed in the company page. When you relaunch a course, it is notified to the agents, and any prizes are also contained there, and anything to do with what's happening with your course, all your data and information. If things change, you know who to contact within the trade. That's where we need to keep that page nicely up to date. It's also SEO'd heavily, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think making that information front and center for travel agents. I know our partners are doing that. Many of them have existing channels to do that, specific trade sites. But this is nice for travel agents because they get to see multiple brands in one place. So SEOing this and making it easily available for travel agents on things like Google and Bing is a big part of what we're doing.
Yes, okay. And also the agents can share the directory listings as well?
Yeah, exactly. So your company page can be shared, as say travel agents share it with colleagues, maybe even share it with consumers, but mainly their own network within the travel industry. Travel agents are able to share those pages.
Yes, onto social media, LinkedIn and Facebook and so on. Yeah, and we can share courses as well, can't we, just as a recap?
Yeah, exactly. Courses
media
are shared among travel agents, recommendations made, particularly if there's good prizes or incentives and it's relevant to their colleagues. Travel agents know themselves. You know, they know who among their friends and colleagues needs to know that information, and they know who it's helpful for. So they're actively sharing courses.
And can you see who's following your brand?
Yes, the next part of our development is we're working on the travel agent's own profile, and we're enhancing that. So a travel agent will, within their own My OTT, will have a list of the brands that they've chosen to follow, that they're particularly interested in, and we can report, travel agents can report to each of you, our partners, how many agents are following your course and who those agents are.
Yeah, so there's some really exciting development in the pipeline, so that eventually, at the moment, you know, we have a huge amount of trade that we connect with, and but they're kind of almost invisible. They're sort of just a number or a name that you see on a spreadsheet, and so we're finally going to bring them out from the darkness so you actually see them. And I'm very much looking forward to the big reveal that will be next year. So Louise is still in her bunker. Keeping it going, yeah, I'm looking forward to that webinar where we can show you how that's all going to work, and we'll give you sort of a sneak preview before anybody else, just like we're about to give you a bit of a sneak preview on our new logo that's coming out as well. So, but before I go on to the logo, I know there was a question on OTTO about resizing of images. I think that's about to be automatic, isn't it? Robin was asking about resizing of images.
Yeah, yes, Robin, it will be automatic. So you'll choose your file and the clever little piece of software in the background will automatically change the dimensions of your image as well as compress the file size. And I think that will save a lot of people time.
Okay, that's good. Are there any more questions that anyone would like me to ask Louise or that you have for me, now would be a good time to pop it into the chat or into the Q&A box if you have. No, stunned you into silence, perhaps. Yeah, okay. Right, so I guess, why are we updating our logo? Well, I mean, as you can see, the website is constantly updating with new products and with ideas that we have in order to reach the trade. And as part of the OTTO major update, we decided to update a lot of our how-tos, how to make a really good course, how to get the best marketing from OTT and engage the audience. And there's quite a lot of content that's come through or coming through onto OTTO. And so as part of writing all of this and as getting it OTTO together and doing that, we thought, right, okay, why not refresh our logo as well? So we have, in fact, now done that. Now the logo, because it's sitting in all kinds of different parts of the world, as well as in our website and in a whole load of other places, it is actually going to take a little while until we've changed it all. So we can't quite launch it to the public, but we hope by the end of November we'll have managed to change it in pretty much everywhere in order to do that. But we thought, well, why not give you a little bit of sneak preview and also explain as to what our new logo is meaning to us, so that you can kind of see where we're heading with all of this as well. So now Louise and I are going to do a drum roll, and you can do one at home as well. Ta-da! So hopefully you can all see the new OTT logo. Now you see it's evolution, it's not revolution. You'll see all the different colors that now represent are represented in the O. So on the homepage of OTT, all of our different categories are actually different colors, and you will be a color within the categories. And so we thought, because OTT is very much an inclusive ecosystem, and this year has shown that more than ever, that unless we keep the airlines moving, they can't get to the destinations, which then can't get to the travelers, then can't get to the hotels. Absolutely everybody matters in this industry, and we're trying to keep everyone together as best as we can in terms of promotion to the trade, so that they can then sell on to the consumer. So we're all together in this, and we're certainly all together in our round circle, which we also think is pretty much representing us globally. It's a bit like a globe, it's a circle, it's a closed circle. The swoosh indicates achievement and progression, which is really what OTT is all about. And so there we are. So global achievement, progression as an ecosystem for travel, all to stay together and do the best that they can. So I hope you like the logo. The animation of the logo is, we're just working on it. I can't show that to you, but it's sort of, if you can imagine colors going pow, 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 bits sort of 70s, pow, 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 ta-da, and then out comes the logo. So far that's sort of the first, one of the renditions we've had, which I quite like. But we haven't finalized it. These things take a little bit of time, but we're gonna, yeah. So we'll show you that as soon as that gets ready. So I do hope you like it, and you kind of have to keep it a little bit under wraps, not that you can share it or anything at the moment. So you've seen it, and you can't see it again until it all goes live towards the end of November. But we wanted you to be included on that journey, and just to sort of put a bit of sunshine into your day, if we can, by cheering you up that OTTO is easier. The connect piece is getting you more connected to the trade. Why it's really important to keep engaged in this difficult year, which is it's a difficult year, but things can only get better. I was thinking of playing out the song, that song, things can only get better, but anyhow, I can't sing and I won't sing. But
and I can't sing,
and you can't sing either. No. So stay strong, absolutely stay well, I should say, and stay sane in this last quarter as we go into the next year. And let's be positive that next year is going to be far better than this one, as we start driving out of this terrible situation that has caused so much harm to the travel industry. And we're there to keep you all going as much as we can. Reach out to me at any time. Ask me if you want to do webinars and things. Send us press releases. Keep the course updated. And that pretty much is is what we had to say to you. So we've got it done in half an hour, and we thank you so much for sticking with us and joining us today, which I know it's still very busy times for you, doing all sorts of things. So yeah, it's just to say goodbye.
And goodbye from me. And thank you.
OTT.
Bye.
Bye. See you. Take care. Thanks a lot.